everybody, and welcome to another video. This time the last one of 2024. 2025 soon going to be upon us, and I hope everybody's well and you've all recovered from overeating at Christmas like I have, and looking forward to the new year. Okay, so as promised, this video, it's the review of all the models I did last year. Or this year I should say. It will be last year in a couple of days time, and yeah, so it's just looking back at what models I've done, and I've done a little bit of the stop motion stuff again, to show these models, so you know, make it slightly more interesting than what it would normally be. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, and as I always say, please sit back, relax, enjoy watching this review, and, well, see how I got on all this year. Right, okay, so we kicked off 2024 with this Rover. So it's a Rover 75, Dinky Toys, and this one, I've got my book here to remember. This one was very kindly donated to me by Mr. Martin Dare, our very own Martin Dares, and yeah, it was a nice straight model. Did just a little bit of extra, that light in the centre, just put a bit of yellow on it to make it stand out, and did some hubcaps. I've got my mucky fingerprints all over that now, but yeah, that turned out all right, so that was quite nice. So next we had this car transporter, which I did a custom job on it, and my idea behind it was that this would be some Ferraris being delivered from the factory to the dealers rather than a racing team, which somebody suggested. I could have done, I suppose, but this is what I wanted. It was just delivery of Ferraris to one of the dealers, and it's Crapaud Transport. Oh, excuse me, I've got a funny throat again. Yeah, so I'd been collecting these Matchbox Ferraris for a little while. So I ended up with 5 of them, and I decided to, well, I think I had 6, but I ended up making 5. Oh, excuse me. And I thought I'd do 1 yellow one and 4 red ones, and I think it turned out rather nicely. I put some jeweled headlights in the guy lorry. So the guy lorry, as I say, was very kindly donated by Mr. Martin Dare, and then the Ferraris I'd been collecting them over a fair amount of time. Okay, so next we had a little MG Midget. I did a little bit of extra detailing, like on the spare wheel, as in Google Pictures. I did the hubcaps in Molotov. I made the windscreen out of a bit of old plastic, which turned out reasonably well. Yeah, this nice little model, this Dinky Toys MG Midget. Now, the only problem I've got that's happened is, as you can see, there's a bit of crazy paving on the base. I don't know why it did that. Maybe I painted the base too quickly after the primer. I always seem to be playing catch up when I'm doing my models. Yeah, that's the only thing with it, but it's not too bad. I mean, you can really see it because I've got the light shining on it. So it sort of picks it out, but at least the top is okay. It came out quite well. Okay, so next on the list was this Aveling, was it Aveling Barford roller? Yeah, Aveling Barford, it won't focus, road roller, number 9. This was in a state it had been squished. There was a lot of corrosion on these wheels of rollers, as you can see in the light. This, you know, the bit that holds the front roller, it was broken. It just sort of disintegrated. It was broken sort of down there, up there. On this side, that was broken off as well. So it was in a few bits. So we managed to put it back together. As I say, the top half was all squished, so we had to put pillars and everything, new pillars. The driver, his arm had broken off, so he was armless on his left arm. So what I did, I got some of these little figures off Temu, and I managed to graft him an arm on. So in the end, that turned out quite nice as well. This Zephyr car transporter with a trailer, and that was very kindly donated by Mr. Fraser Martin. I had one of these Renault tractors already. That's you know, they used to get them with a magazine. You get one a month, or you subscribe to them, and I'd done it for my youngest son. But anyway, I had one myself. And these others I bought, some on eBay, and I got one in Dagfields. So yeah, I wanted to do Renault agriculture. We repainted it in yellow, as you can see, and I got enough tractors to put on it. The top row was slightly more modern Renaults than the underneath row, but the more modern ones wouldn't fit underneath, they were too tall, so that's why I've got the others, the older ones underneath. It was minus the tailgate, what would you call that, the ramps. And Fraser very kindly had a look, and he found the ramps, and he sent it to me. So I then painted that. It's chipped a bit there now because I've been putting it on and off the back, and as I picked it up, it just fell on the floor. It fell off the truck, but anyway, it hasn't hurt it. I put those sticky lights on, and I made those stickers. I did it on vinyl sticker paper. I did have to change the wheels on it because these are corgi wheels, because the wheels that were on it had melted. You know, they had a reaction with the tyres and they'd melted. So that's why it's got corgi wheels on. And unfortunately, you can see there where it swivels, it rubs a bit, so it's taken a bit of the paint off. But most of the time this is going to be kept in my cabinet. And that turned out, it was a lovely model. I'd been putting it off for a little while because I thought, oh, it might be a bit difficult, but You know, I did it. I can't remember if I painted the interior. I think I might have painted the interior different. I honestly, I don't remember now because it was earlier in the year and my memory is getting a bit not very good. But yeah, it turned out quite nice and I'm pleased with that one. It looks nice in the cabinet. Okay. Next up, we had this lovely little ERF model, Corgi Toys, ERF model 44G. That's the barrels I printed on my 3D printer. I had done the flatbed to look a bit like wood. That's what the intention was. I printed these on my 3D printer and sprayed them. Actually, I did paint, did print them individually, so I stuck them together with super glue, and I put a bit of this hat elastic around to make it like a, you know, a strap tying them on. This one I decided to do in the Showerings livery, baby sham, and I think it turned out quite nice. Those decals are very small. I can't make it focus. I'm doing this on my phone. I don't normally video on my phone for these videos. I've got an old video camera, but I thought I'd try it on my phone this time. So that was a nice one. I like that very much. I've got a couple more of these to do, so I will be doing them. So yeah, that's that one. Okay, next up we've got this electric van, Dinky Toys, 30 volt NCP electric van, and I've done this Castrol custom restoration. Got some sticky dual backlights on the back. I've made some stickers, vinyl sticker paper, made the barrels on the 3D printer. I think that turned out quite nice. I put a dual headlight in and I've put the number plate on, a Jersey number plate, a masterpiece in oils. That one came out very nicely. I did the wooden floor again, look-alike floor, just painted it. So they're nice, these, for doing a bit of a conversion. I've got a couple of others as well now that I want to do, different livery. You know, they're cracking little models, these, for Code 3s or custom restorations. So that's that one. Okay, next up we got the standard Vanguard. This was donated to me by Mr. John Carrington. You'll have to forgive me, some of those that I've just shown you been donated, and I have to look up, I will have to look up who donated them, because I have forgotten. Some I had tried to write them in my book, but some of them I've obviously missed out and I didn't realise until I'm doing this video, so I apologise for that. But it will be on the video, the original video. Okay, so this one like I say, from Mr. John Carrington. Now, this was well and truly squished. There was a pillar missing. The window unit was in the bottom. It was broken. So what I wanted to do, I didn't want to be buying bits, repro parts to put in this one. I wanted to try and do it. It was a bit of a challenge. I wanted to try and do it with what was there. So I managed to bring up the window unit quite well, but it was broken and cracked on that side, so I had to make it, I cut the bits out, and I had to make it so that the windows looked as if they were open. So compared to how it was when I started, I think it turned out very well. I did use screws on this one. I have started to use screws on some of the models, mainly because of that window unit, because I thought if I'm not happy with it, I will get a replacement window unit and put it in. But for now, I'm quite happy with that. But I can put a new one in at a later date, or a better one if I find one, you know, on eBay or something in a job lot. So yeah, we put new tyres on that. I polished up the wheels. It's not been done with Molotow. It's polished. Yeah, so that was, I thought that was quite nice. I was pleased with the way that turned out. Okay, next up, the Ford Zephyr Corgi Toys. It's the motorway patrol car. This one was very kindly donated by Mr. David Yates. Again, I didn't want to get repro parts if I could help it. So this light, it is a repro one that I had, but I had to, you know, I had to not file it, but sand it down smaller so it fitted in the roof, and then I polished it up with a nail polished it up with a nail buffers, you know, to make it look nice and transparent again. The aerial was a bit of a, well, it was a repro aerial, but I put the little blob on the top to try and match the original, but it's not quite the same exactly, but anyway, it's not far off. I made my water slide decals, the police, on the front and back, and that was all right because it was on white background, so I was able to, I did it on the decal paper that was transparent because the car's white, so it make the white background, so that is a bonus. That bit that's blue on the front, I think somebody said it was like a speaker or a siren or whatever. I have done it blue because on the original model that's how they did it, and I have got one of those, you know, the remakes from Corgi, and it's like that on the new model as well. The light in the grille as well that I've done it in yellow just to pick it out a little bit different. Inside, look, I don't know if you can see, I picked out the tools and bits and pieces that were in the back, and then I did scrape the line along here. I scraped that to try and, you know, make the silver trim. So that was that one. Next up, we did this Scammell tipper, matchbox king size. It turned out quite well. This one was kindly donated by Mr. Peter Horton, and yeah, I think it came out well. I put jeweled headlights in the bumper and then on the bits above the bumper, you know, the actual lights above the bumper. I polished up the underneath. It turned out rather nice, and the yellow covered quite well in the end. The tipper works. Yeah, it was a nice model. The only thing is my stickers were homemade. They weren't as good as I'd hoped, but all in all, it doesn't look too bad. It looks nice in the cabinet anyway. Okay. Okay, next up came another donation from Mr. Peter Horton. This turbine truck, which I did a code 3 on. Put the dual headlights in, changed the interior a bit. I put the steering wheel, I filed the steering wheel off the left side and I put it on the right hand side. Well, I had one that I 3D printed. Painted the interior seat black. I did my decals, shell, and then I 3D printed the barrels on the back. I made this lift out of little bits and pieces I had. So the idea was, you know, for the barrels to be loaded. I made the body on the back out of wood, out of stirrers, coffee stirrers. Yeah, it turned out quite nice. I was pleased with that one as well. Load the old barrels up. And that one's just disappeared and crashed into the Ford Zephyr. There you go, up she goes. I'll lift that a bit to push it forward, that keeps it nice and tight. So yeah, all in all, that was a nice, well, I thought it was a nice code 3. I've got a few more of these to do, so I hope I can think of some other thing. I have thought of one thing I want to do, another code 3 of one of these, so I will do that during the coming year. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, so next, the old Lamborghini Marzal custom paint job. It was kindly donated again by Mr. John Carrington. So this again, I was quite pleased with the way it turned out. I googled the pictures, and you know, it's concept car. That's how the real one was, or still is. I don't know. So I tried to replicate that as much as I could. So that was up. You know, it turned out quite nice. I prefer that colour to the original. So that was cool. I enjoyed doing that one. Okay, the Heinz 57 Varieties Bedford truck, box van, kindly donated by Mr. David Yates. Recently done, you know, in one of my videos towards the end of this year. So they're all, they'll be getting fresh in your memory now, the ones that I'm doing, or that I'm showing you now. So this is another one that I like very much. As most of you know, I like the Bedford trucks very well, TKs and these S-type ones. So that turned out quite nice. I was pleased with that. I don't want to open the doors because I don't want to chip them. They do open. But yeah, I did leave those tyres on in the end. I did say in the video I was going to put the squarer tyres on. But I didn't have enough at the time. I have got some since, but I haven't swapped them. So I'll probably leave them like that because I don't want to risk chipping the wheels or whatever. So that's that one. Little Trojan van, Brooke Bonty, kindly donated again by Mr. David Yates. I just did this one more or less how I think he had it. Put a bit of black wash in the grill. I did drill out the headlights, put jeweled headlights in. Did I drill them? I can't remember. Or were they stuck on? Honestly, I can't remember. They might have been stuck on ones actually. I can't remember. I know, and it was recently I did it as well. I got the little bit of black for the steps, and then the bumper I just painted the edge. I didn't want to go overboard with this one. Yeah. That's your lot for this year. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I had a bit of hassle making it. I'll explain in the new year when I do another video. But anyway, like I say, I hope you've enjoyed it. And before we go, I'd just like to thank you all for your continued support throughout the year, all those subscribers, all of you, you know, that watch my videos. Some of you haven't subscribed, but all of you that have commented on my videos and given me advice. And also thank you very much to all those people that have, you know, made donations to me over this past year. It's very, very kind of you, and I'm very grateful. I will do in my next video, it will be purchases and donations video. I'll do that early in the new year because I've got a lot to get through on that one. I've bought a lot of stuff at the local auction. I bought a couple of things on eBay, and I've had some donations. A very big, generous donation from Luke Sampson of DIECAST Outlaw. Great guy. We met up with him in Chester, in the Old King's Head, one of our favourite haunts over there. And yeah, he bought me 2 big carrier bags full of models. So that was really nice. Thanks for that, Luke. Yeah, so I'm going to do those in the new year, and I hope you join me for that. Okay, well that's it then. You know, from the both of us, all the best for 2025, and there's just one thing left to say, and that is Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Cheers!
Cheers!